Time, a silent architect of existence, shaping our lives moment by moment. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It is the unseen force that governs everything, yet it is one we only begin to question as it slips through our grasp. Why does childhood feel expansive, filled with wonder, while adulthood seems to compress time into fleeting blurs of memory? Why does a single year in youth stretch endlessly, yet in later life, entire decades can vanish with barely a trace? Philosophers, scientists, and mystics have all sought to unravel this enigma, though no single answer suffices. Plato associated time with celestial cycles, Aristotle with movement, while Einstein redefined it as a dimension, a flexible fabric interwoven with space. But among these perspectives, none probe deeper into the subjective nature of time than the work of Henri Bergson. Bergson's philosophy doesn't merely dissect time as an abstract concept, it reorients our entire perception of reality. His ideas ignited intellectual revolutions influencing thinkers, artists, and even physicists. His most profound insight, that time, as we commonly conceive it, is an illusion. In 1889, his seminal work, Time and Free Will, challenged traditional, mechanized understandings of time. He argued that what we measure, seconds, minutes, hours, is not time in its truest sense, but rather a fragmented representation. He called this artificial construct spatialized time, a linear framework imposed upon us for convenience, yet one that alienates us from true experience. Real time, according to Bergson, is not mechanical, it is lived. It is duration, or la durée, a fluid, subjective experience that stretches and contracts depending on our consciousness. This explains why a moment of joy feels endless, while years of routine blur together in retrospect. Our inner experience of time is shaped by attention, emotion, and memory. Think about how time bends when scrolling through social media. An hour can dissolve in what feels like minutes. Compare that to waiting in silence, watching the clock, where each second seems drawn out, agonizingly slow. Measured time remains constant, yet our experience of it fluctuates wildly. Bergson argued that by surrendering to mechanical time, we sever ourselves from this deeper reality, reducing life to schedules and obligations rather than moments of presence and immersion. His critique of measured time is not just philosophical, it has profound implications for modern life. As industrialization and technology advanced, time became currency. Work hours, deadlines, productivity metrics, these artificial measures compress our lives, creating an ever-present sense of urgency. Bergson warned that this leads to anxiety, disconnection, and an inability to fully inhabit the present. One of the most famous moments in Bergson's career was his intellectual clash with Albert Einstein in 1922. The encounter took place in Paris, where Einstein, the revolutionary physicist, and Bergson, the philosophical titan, found themselves at odds over the nature of time. Einstein's theory of relativity described time as a coordinate in a mathematical framework, a concept independent of human perception. Bergson, however, argued that this was an incomplete understanding, one that ignored the lived experience of time, the way it is felt and remembered. Einstein's response was sharp. There is no philosophical time, only psychological perception and objective, measurable time. The scientific community largely sided with Einstein, dismissing Bergson's views as poetic rather than empirical. But Bergson was not merely opposing Einstein, he was revealing a deeper truth. He likened physicists to surgeons using blunt instruments to dissect something delicate. By treating time as a dimension of space, science risked amputating the human experience from the equation. Bergson's La Durée presents a radically different picture of time, one where the past is not truly gone and the future is not entirely separate from the present. Instead of seeing time as a straight line, he envisioned it as an ever-unfolding flow where each moment interpenetrates the next. Our memories are not distant archives, but active, living forces shaping our present. Likewise, the future is not a void waiting to be filled, but a web of potentials already influencing our choices and perceptions. This perspective aligns with ancient mystical traditions that view time not as a rigid structure, but as an evolving stream of consciousness. Many spiritual teachings describe time as cyclical, non-linear, or an illusion altogether, echoing Bergson's claim that our attachment to measured time distances us from deeper truths. So why does time accelerate as we age? Bergson believed that novelty plays a crucial role. In youth, everything is new. Each experience leaves an imprint, expanding our perception of time. But as we grow older, routine dulls our awareness. Days blur, years vanish. The remedy, according to Bergson, is to reawaken to life, to engage fully with each moment, to resist the hypnosis of clock time. His influence stretched beyond philosophy, shaping literature, art, and even psychology. Writers like Marcel Proust and James Joyce wove his ideas into their works, depicting time as fluid, memory as an active force. In Search of Lost Time, Proust captured the essence of la durée, how a single taste or scent can collapse time, resurrecting long-forgotten moments in an instant. Bergson saw art as a means of resisting the mechanical, a way of reconnecting with the lived experience of time. Just as music stretches and contracts time through rhythm and melody, life itself can be reclaimed from the tyranny of the clock if we learn to tune into its natural flow. Though Bergson's ideas never replaced Einstein's in the realm of physics, they offer something just as valuable, an antidote to modern alienation. By understanding duration, by stepping outside the rigid structures imposed upon us, we can begin to reclaim our time, and in doing so, rediscover ourselves. Measured time may dictate the world, but true time, lived time, belongs to us. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.